Hello everybody, Styx here with the TokenMinorities, bringing you another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. And as you may have noticed, we have been posting tournament matches recently, all leading up to this. The grand finals between yours truly and Yellan De Greef. Yellan and I battled before during pool play in a match which I won, so we know each other's playstyles, and considering I'm using relatively the same team, he knows my lineup pretty well. However, he's using a completely different team than he was before, and since this is the championship match, what happened during pool play means nothing. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into the battle. As I almost always do, I just decided to lead with my Breloom because looking at his team, nothing wants to go to sleep, and also my Breloom carries the Focus Sash, so even if he did have like Talonflame or Charizard or something, I could just live a hit from them and then retaliate with the according move. He leads with his T-Tar, which is not a good matchup for him, considering I can OHKO it with two of my moves, I believe, and put something to sleep if I want. I just decided to put something to sleep because his Tyranitar has no business staying in. And he goes into his Scizor, which is actually great for me because Scizor is the only thing that really resists Sylveon's Hyper Voice. I mean, granted, Charizard does as well, but it does not appreciate it at all. And right here, I think, oh hey, I can get some free damage on Scizor. That is awesome! So I just go for the Rock Tomb, lower the speed, all that, and his Scizor has Sleep Talk. What? did I just see a Scizor with Sleep Talk? That, ladies and gentlemen, that is the first time I've ever seen that run on a Scizor. Granted, I ran one on my Choice Banded Entei and RU in 5th gen, but I mean, hey, I'm not going to knock it. It obviously worked for him in this situation. And at this point, I just decide to get more damage off on Scizor. No use keeping Breloom alive. It's not going to be good for much, considering I can outspeed his Tyranitar barring a Scarf. And I just want to get some more damage off on the Scizor, so I just stay in, go for another Rock Tomb, and he KOs me with the Superpower. So right now I know his set is Superpower, Bullet Punch, and Sleep Talk, and I can only assume that his last move is U-Turn. And it is worth noting that had he Sleep Talked anything else besides Bullet Punch, I would have died that turn, and I would not have gotten that extra damage off on it. Getting a little behind here. I send out my Landorus because this Scizor has a defense drop, and I just go for U-Turn. Hindsight 2020, I should have gotten my rocks up immediately, or at least went for the Stone Edge, predicting the Latias to come in. But I guess I just wanted to get some switch advantage. But either way, I just go into my Mew because I realize that nothing on my team wants to take a Fire Blast in the Sun. And so Mew's the only thing that can really, take it, and he doesn't even take it that well. I realize that my Pinsir has not Mega Evolved yet, so I do not outspeed the Charizard, which is very problematic for this team. And right here, he just decides to Mega Evolve and hit me with a Fire Blast, which this Mew is specially defensive, so it can take that. You know, Mew just sitting there in a little pink ball or whatever, and it's eating up Fire Blasts, and then it's decided to T-Wave that Charizard, which is huge for my team, especially because now Landorus outspeeds and can OHKO with Stone Edge, Rotom outspeeds, and Volt switches, all that good stuff. So right now, I just decided to switch into my Rotom to try to bait another Fire Blast, and then threaten the Volt Switch, force him to switch, because I do not like that Mega Charizard sitting out there just firing off Fire Blast. Firing off Fire Blast. But anyway, he switches into his Landorus. I'm not sure what he was predicting there, but either way, it's a horrible matchup for him. And considering my Rotom's in, I just decide to go for the Will-O-Wisp. It's a safe move, it's a free move, there's really nothing that he can do, and he just decides to go into his Scizor. Great move to absorb the Will-O-Wisp because it's asleep, and at this point I just go for the Volt Switch. No reason to go for Hydro Pump or anything else. And Scizor goes down, which is huge because now I can fire off Hyper Voices with my Sylveon, which I go into right here. Ooh, it's sparkly and shiny. But he goes into his Tyranitar right now. This move I found interesting because Tyranitar is a Dark type, and what you doing, Tyranitar? Why are you trying to take Hyper Voices? But either way, I know I have a free switch essentially into my Landorus because of the Intimidate, and I am specially defensive, and I can just take this time to finally get up my rocks like I should have done earlier. Come on, Styx, what are you doing? But he goes for the Stone Edge, and that does a lot for me being specially defensive and Tyranitar being -1. So right then and there, I know that it's banded, which means he ran 2 band users on his team. I mean, clearly got him to the final, so I'm not going to knock it. But like I said, I finally get my Stealth Rocks up. I mean, should have done that in the first place. But now I can force a turn of defogging, or if he doesn't even get rid of it, then his Charizard takes half health, and that's absolutely fantastic. He goes into his own Lando here, and I know I can't do anything to another Landorus, especially because I'm the one that's -1. So I decide to hard switch into my Rotom. I'm really not sure why I didn't U-turn there. I had nothing to lose at all. But, I mean, hey, I clearly must have been thinking something. Maybe I didn't want to come in on rocks. Probably. Wait, why would I care about rocks? I mean, Rotom doesn't... I don't know what I was thinking there. But either way, he can't stay in. He goes into his Latias. I decide that maybe he'll overpredict and try to stay in with the Landorus, so I just go for a Hydro Pump, get some damage off. And I hit the incoming Latias, which, I mean, it's chip damage, which is really nice considering nothing on my team can really take on Latias. So the only real way I can take it out is chip damage. And Sylveon can't switch into a Psyshock and live another, so I really have to play carefully around this. And right here, I know that chip damage, like I said, is the only way to take it out, so I just go for the Will-O-Wisp, and he switches out into his Tyranitar. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. He might have been thinking that I would double into Sylveon, but either way, that is a Banded Tyranitar that is now burned. That is fantastic for me. And especially the Sandstorm runs out, so now my Hydro Pumps can do some significant damage finally. He goes for the Stone Edge. It does pitiful damage to Rotom. And I just nail it with a Hydro Pump. It should take it out. Does it? Does it? Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. But Burn should take it out this turn anyway. And yeah, that is a dead T-Tar, which is fantastic for me. And at this point, his Tyranitar goes down, and my Rotom's just floating in there, just chilling like, hey, I'm a Rotom, what are you going to do to me? And he goes into his Keldeo. Now, I thought he should have gone into his Latias, but I guess he didn't want the free switch into Sylveon. But either way, he goes for a Secret Sword right now when I go for the Volt Switch. Looking at that damage, that is definitely Specs. So, despite my plans to go into my Sylveon at first, I'm now going to go into my Pinsir and Mega Evolve and just threaten to clean up his team from here, depending on what set his Landorus is. So, I take some Stealth Rocks damage, and I'm going to Mega Evolve right here on this turn and go for the Swords Dance, predicting the switch, because what's Keldeo going to do when he's locked into Secret Sword? He goes into his Landorus, and this is kind of what I feared. It looks like he's a defensive Landorus based on the fact that he had Stealth Rocks early game, so I really should have just returned right here and gotten some damage off on it. But, I mean, I was getting greedy. I decided to go for the Swords Dance, just start boosting, maybe clean up from here. And right now, I realize that I have no damage on that Landorus, and Landorus, why don't you have any damage on you? So I decided to go for return, just get some chip. Maybe Sylveon can clean up from here. And it just straight up takes the Lando out. That was gorgeous. That was magnificent. Mega Pinsir, why do I ever underestimate you? You are beautiful. You're just a beautiful, nightmarish bug who can clean up entire teams. Latias comes in and just straight up dies to a quick attack. Whew, that power though. That power. Charizard comes in, gets absolutely destroyed by rocks. Glad I got those up. But actually, I'm pretty sure that just stock a Mega Pinsir's Return Oko's a Charizard Y from full health. Somebody run a damage calc if you want to on that. But right now, my +1 return is just going to be gigantic overkill on that. And all he has left is his Keldeo, who cannot take a +1 Aerolate Quick Attack from a Mega Pinsir. One does not simply take hits from Mega Pinsir. But anyway, that's going to be the game. And the championship goes to me. Great game, Yellan. You definitely deserve to be there. And thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Twitter page, all that stuff. And this is Styx, signing out. Why not? See you guys.